says after we have rectified the situation, you must agree to return to obeying the law. So in other words, it gives the right to disobey the law when your rights have been violated. And I said that's from 1215, but it's founded now in the recent Human Rights Act under Article 7, which guarantees no punishment without law. If the law fails to protect you, it cannot at the same time seek to punish you for your actions. And we know it's unlawful for public authorities to act in any way which violates the law. That's written in law, right? Exactly. And the judiciary is a public authority. They're not excluded.
How much is this interpretation, this latter-day interpretation of Article 6, that the right to be heard, to get a fair hearing, actually mean a hearing on paper, not just an oral hearing?
Well,
is that spread very wide in my mind?
I think if I was not at liberty, I would not have been able to. I would not have got this hearing today. It's only because I'm at liberty and they were unable to prevent me coming into court and having this oral hearing. Article 6 guarantees it, and it's fundamental. There may be times when I think for a proceeding to take place in court on paper or without any the applicant being present, then they must have some form of legal representation. The right to be heard doesn't just mean about, you being heard. It means you being present to hear what's being said about you. Yeah,
I would say that's implicit in the words.
Absolutely.
He claimed that an oral hearing was not necessary.
That's what he said.
Because he had a hearing on paper, so that was enough.
Right, and so you can judge for yourself. Is that right? But it's not because it's not right simply because a judge said it's right. He said that in order to protect their position. Now, the reason for what he uses to justify that is that he claimed that I accepted every element of the charge, which is total nonsense.
You wouldn't have appealed, would you?
Precisely. Now again, he relied on what those judges said in the application for which I was not present. So I wasn't able to say what my grounds are. They interpreted whatever they chose to write down and regard as my grounds of appeal.
Rubber stamping that they do from judge to judge.
Precisely.
They work in this linear way. There's no sort of holistic or holographic, if you like,
precisely.
appreciation of an issue before them.
Precisely.
And don't look to why you're there in the first place or what might have happened along the route, which hasn't been properly heard by the previous judge.
I mean, that's what they ought to do, because this is what appeals are about. So that if the previous judge got something wrong, you're there to put it right. But again, as I say, the difficulty in this case is because those complained of, the complaints are against the judiciary. Now, again, the law gives the... Yeah, absolutely. So it comes with no surprise that they should behave in this way. The thing for us is...
You've got in your case some serious violations of their code of professional standards.
Absolutely. And let me just... Absolutely. And let me reiterate that part of the implication. I said to you that this case could have benefit to others. As a matter of fact, when prison officers heard of the issues involved in this case, what their response would be was, if you're successful, then I'm out of a job. Because the truth is, and it's a realistic truth, that if this case was out there in the media today, this whole system collapses. And every single person in prison, guilty or innocent, would be able to secure their release out. I think as a result of media exploding certain things and making the general public to become outrageous as, oh, someone's exercising that right of law and so on and so forth, so that these people now are just riding roughshod over justice, if you like, so that, as you mentioned, these things aren't taken into consideration. Once upon a time, to be guilty of a crime, they had to be, as you say, the mens rea, the intent. What was the intention? What was the motivation?
The difference between murder and manslaughter.
Precisely. Precisely. I think that's probably about the only element of mens rea that they look at today, because those cases always get publicity. But I'd just like to say, look, you know, justice, I believe, is in the hands of the people, and it's difficult to expect without the sunshine, if you like, of publicity. It's difficult to expect to come into these establishments, as they have demonstrated time and time again, to get justice without there being something out there in the public. And this morning I had hoped that there were enough people here so that we could occupy that lawfully.
Let's be realistic, it was about half our application.
It's a different
Yes.
Paul.
Don't worry, if you go on, you know, we'll back you. There'll be moments when we'll hear it on roads.
Right. I'm not having no criticism of anyone, because it was all short notice and so on and so forth. I think I was just emphasising the point that, you know, it's rather than relying on them in there, they give in to pressure. And when we use our lawful right in terms of protest and demonstrations, use the law ourselves effectively outside of these buildings, that is when we might hope to gain some form of justice. I mean, look, you know, we've all been struggling for justice for several years now, and we see, and we should be encouraged by the outcome of the Hillsborough tragedy, and the determination of those families, the perseverance, despite everything being against them, including the media, including MPs, including all branches of the media. They see that today they've at least exposed the truth.
Carl, I've got this burning question from what I saw happening there. Was he threatening you that if you came back with another Habeas Corpus, you'd be victimised?
Yeah.
That's exactly what he said, isn't it? Really?
Yes, he said, he put it on record to show that...
So that was a threat to victimise you if you use your right to use it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Do you know what they do to stop people trying to enforce and insist on their rights being enforced is to call them vexatious litigants. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So what it is, is that they don't want you to basically come out with the truth or anything like that.
No, that's
They
right.
want to keep it secret.
Yeah.
That's not
They don't want you to use the law.
That is totally injustice.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
And as I said, without the external publicity, without them seeing people, whether it be marching down the road but exercising their rights in other ways other than coming to them, they will repeat this time and time and time again. So I guess, as I said, that's part of what we need to do in all our cases. And I think there are too many victims, as I was saying to Sabine. This type of struggle can be so draining, and without each other. Oh, Michael's come over from... Hello, Michael.
I missed everything.
Yeah, just about. Have you finished in Suffolk? We were in court for a few minutes. I mean, I guess you'd be able to. Hi, Michael. How are you doing?
Right, these two smart gentlemen fighting injustices in the country.
I like that.